proof that they are representing a municipality, local region as a provincia or a region. So it's one of the documents that we are asking, not when the project is submitted, but in the later case. So practically, if your associations representing several local authorities, it's not a problem to submit a project. Otherwise, I advise you to submit to the civil society projects, which is a measure dedicated to the civil society organization. Yeah, please.
Is it required to do the town meeting before the application, or we can do it during the 21 days that the project is going to be implemented?
I mean, it's up to you to decide. It's between partners. I mean, we don't ask proof that the partners are doing before or after the project. If, for example, if you want to collaborate with, I don't know, a German city, that for the moment it's only a proposal at the early stage, and if you want to do a project, of course you can do the project, and during the live project you can do also this twinning agreement. But I mean, the scope itself of the project should not be only to do this agreement. So the project, the content of the project should be much larger, because only to say yes, I want to do this project to become twin with the French city. Yes, of course it can be, but it's not quite a good purpose of the project. I mean, the project should also match with the priorities of the program related, as I said, with the civic participations and European Union policies. So, of course, you can do it, because the duration of it's starting from 1 day to 20 days. So, if you have an event, for example, of 5 days, you can dedicate 1 day to this agreement, but the other day anyway should be dedicated to the European issues, like I said.
Well, let's go.
Let's go. So, town twinning some networks of towns is the measure from which this project has been granted. The main issue of this action is the partnership, the network that should have a common interest and a common thematic that should be reflected in all the activities, objectives, and results of the project. So this is the condition. The other one, it should be also a network created for future development. So we are encourage the project that create the networks not only for the project itself, but also for the future action. So a clear strategy for the future sustainability and cooperation is very, very well appreciated. So, which I think will be the case of your network, if I understand, which
yes.
In fact is one of the points that is very much appreciated. So, not the project is ended, and also the cooperation is finished. We encourage also the future...
the continuation.
The continuations, yeah, this is right. It's one of the points that we appreciate very much when we read these projects for this measure.
Civil society.
Civil societies, there are projects linked to the civil society organizations, which are very much... they are very important because they represent the link between the citizens and also the European politicians. As you can see here, the minimum partners is 3 partners per project. So in the networks of town is 4. I didn't say there are 4 partners per project. For in this case there are 3 partners per project. The maximum grant is the same, so 150,000 euro, also for networks of towns and also for civil society projects. Related to priorities of the program, I would like to say that until 2016, the priorities were changed annually. Starting from 2016 until 2020, the European Commission decided to establish a multi-annual priorities. This is a good opportunity for the applicants to have time to prepare the projects better, knowing in advance already from 2016 which are the priorities until 2020. So each strand has specific priorities. So for the first strand, European remembrance, you have all the 4 priorities which projects should match. And as you see, there are celebration of historical moments. So for example, in 2017, one of these events will be related to the celebration of the Treaty of Rome. They are mentioned in our website, all the events that can be part of a project within these priorities. The second priority is also related to the civil society and civic participation and the totalitarian regime. As we said, the third one is related also to the loss of citizenship under totalitarian regime. In fact, remember, this is almost about the past and the history of the European Union. And the third one is democratic transition and accession to the European Union. For the strand 2, also there are 4 priorities. As you can see, there are different priorities. So the first one is related to Euroscepticism, which become more and more a reality and a problem. And we encourage projects that are touch this problematic. The second one is solidarity in time of crisis. The third one is about combating stigmatization of immigrants. And here, for example, this priority is touching not only the immigrants, but also the minorities that are in difficulties. Because I think when we are saying combating stigmatization of immigrants, people also including the other disadvantaged people as minorities. And the last one is debate on the future of Europe, which is quite a large priority where you can submit projects related to what kind of Europe do you want to see in the future. Anyway, more information you can find in our website. I can tell you that we have the program guide translated in all the European official languages. So I think it's much easier for an Italian or for a Spanish organization and Romanian to read in their own languages. And as I said, I encourage you to contact your European contact points from your countries and to ask help and guidance for your future proposals. Well, last but not least, so the countries participating to the program, they are for the moment 28 European member states, plus the other accession countries as Serbia, Montenegro, Macedonia, Albania, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. As I said, the organization should be non-for-profit organization in order to take part in our program. We have 2 deadlines for our program. The the big deadline is the 1st March. That will be the 1st March next year. For this deadline, all the actions are open, so the call will be open for all the action of the program. And the second deadline is 1st of September 2017. Here it's still 2015, but it's also 2017. It's dedicated only for the action of the strand 2, so for the town twinning and for the network of towns. So you have the possibility, in case of non-selection on the first phase, to try to submit another proposal to the second phase. Here there are criteria, our criteria related to your project. When you elaborate a project proposal, it's better to take into account these criteria and to know that, for example, the most important thing for a project proposal is the activity plan. So the work program is the most important part of your project proposal. So this work program should reflect and should be coherent with the activities proposed, with the objectives, and also with the results. As you can see, it's representing 35% of the score, of the final score of the project. Also, the consistency of the objectives of the program is quite important, 30%. So this is what to have an idea, but anyway, the content is the most important issue when you elaborate a project proposal. As I said, the program guide is published in all the EU official languages. You have here the link to our program guide, and I think you already know that all the application can be submitted only online. So at the level of the application, but also at the level of the final report, everything is online. And the last is here is our website where you can find the calls, the published the results, also the value of the projects and other information. Thank you very much. If you have questions, I'm ready.
Yes, if you have some question now, this is the moment. Have you some, Zelana, before to ask for her? No. Well, somebody is interested.
Anyway, during the day,
yes. Also, we will share also in the morning tomorrow. We will have a time to talk directly to her about the managerial things in relationship with this Tesla project. But also during this time, we can talk directly to her about the different topics that of our common interest. Thank you.
Just a brief question.
Yes.
Maybe a short clarification. You said that the NGOs can apply. Sorry for my voice. If they prove, if they act on behalf of a public institution, how can an NGO? I mean, what's this way of proving that you act on behalf of a public institution? Because I'm not very sure. What does it mean?
I mean, it's, for example, it's a simple letter from, for example, a mayor of a city, I don't know, of Brașov, or can be even a small village. It's not like Brașov like this, but Comuna Satu Mare, I don't know. So the mayor just have to write that the organization X is acting on behalf of my city for the project, and should be mentioned the number of the project within Europe for Citizens program. I mean, it's not, we don't have standard documents, or
But also related with this question, usually if she is in Romania, it is usually to have some direct relationship with this, to obtain this letter from the municipality there in Romania. But I am not sure if it is possible, for example, in our case of La Palma del Condado, do that. We know very well her, and this is very serious. Well, sometimes the voice is not very good, but she's very serious.
It's not compulsory.
Can I do that for her?
I think it's not compulsory to be of the same country. If I remember well, there are several, but there are networks which are established in different countries, so they presented several letters. But I mean, it's not mentioned that should be the same country. Of course, it's a little bit strange that the mayor of the Las Palmas, the Condado, will set this association from Romania will act on behalf, but I mean, if...
Yes, because in fact in our folder we have associations working, for example, with something very close related with the human rights, for example, working with women, and then these two associations are guaranteed by the La Palma Condado municipality, saying AEPADO NGO and our association Mujeres con Optimismo, women with optimistic women, they are working together in this project for this with this agreement, internal agreement, or this letter of guarantee. Well, it is supposing that we have an Spanish with another NGO from another country. I don't know if it is possible to manage a letter for the guarantee to outsiders.
I don't see any impediment in my opinion, because I mean, if a mayor of another city is collaborating with another organization, but this is the case only for town twinning and networks of towns. The major civil society organization is dedicated to NGOs and organization of the sector of civil society.
And some question more from somebody? Just I have one question, because I would like to say thank you for your explanation and details. But I have learned from, I don't know if it is exactly related with the program, it is the support for operational activities of one network, because at the end we will be part of a network. And we have seen that in other presentations in Barcelona, in past days in Barcelona, with the presentation of the outcomes from the program, we have seen that there were some networks, European networks, that they were talking about some support from European citizen program for operational.
Yeah, it's true. We have this. In fact, they are not quite projects. They are operating grants. It's something.
In other part.
I mean, it's also part of our program, but they are not projects. It's how to say. It's to help the organization, like networks or other association, to make other action and activities related to the European issue.
Yes, because in our case in Barcelona, we have known that, for example, it was supported an organization which was a spin-off of the regional public administration. They were as a think tank in social affairs, and they were explaining to the rest of the people there that they were getting some money for the operational activities during a period, 2 years or something like this. But it is quite important for us, if it is possible, to access to this kind of support in some moment. I don't know if it is possible, but we will work also in this way, of course. Thank you. Well, now for the next